In the remote, ice-laden reaches of the polar oceans, orcas command the marine realm with unrivaled authority. These formidable predators are sculpted by evolution to endure and excel in the most unforgiving aquatic environments on Earth. Their territory spans from the frozen Arctic and Antarctic seas, where icebergs drift and daylight is fleeting, to the temperate coastal waters teeming with life. Here, the orca's presence is not merely felt, it is a force that shapes the very structure of marine ecosystems, influencing the abundance and behavior of countless species beneath the waves. The orca's brain is a marvel of nature, among the largest and most intricate in the animal kingdom. This neurological powerhouse fuels a spectrum of cognitive abilities, from problem-solving to emotional intelligence. Within the pod, a tightly bonded family unit, knowledge is not simply inherited, it is actively nurtured and expanded. Calves enter a world where every gesture, every subtle movement is a lesson in survival. Through observation and imitation, young orcas absorb the nuances of hunting, navigation, and social interaction, guided by the patient instruction of elders who pass down generations of wisdom. Communication within orca pods is a symphony of complexity. Each group develops a distinct dialect, a unique combination of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls that serves as an acoustic fingerprint. These vocalizations are laden with meaning, enabling orcas to coordinate intricate hunting maneuvers, reinforce social bonds, and convey warnings about potential threats. The sophistication of their language allows for seamless cooperation, even in the dim, icy depths where visibility is limited and sound travels far. Across the globe, orca pods have honed specialized hunting techniques, each tailored to their environment and the prey they pursue. In the polar regions, orcas demonstrate extraordinary teamwork by generating powerful waves to wash seals from precarious ice flows, a feat requiring precise timing and coordination. In more temperate waters, they herd schools of fish into dense bait balls, then strike with calculated tail slaps to stun and capture their quarry. These strategies are not static, they evolve as pods experiment, refine, and perfect their methods over generations. The orca's sensory arsenal is nothing short of extraordinary. Using echolocation, they emit a series of clicks that bounce off objects and return as echoes, painting a detailed acoustic map of their surroundings. This biological sonar enables orcas to detect prey concealed beneath thick ice, hidden in the tangled fronds of kelp forests, or buried in the sandy seabed. Their acute hearing and spatial awareness allow them to navigate labyrinthine underwater landscapes and hunt with pinpoint accuracy, even in the pitch-black darkness of polar winter. Life in the polar oceans is a relentless test of adaptability. Orcas must navigate ever-shifting ice fields, contend with powerful currents, and endure sudden storms that can transform the seascape in moments. Their survival depends on the ability to alter migration routes in response to changing ice cover, adjust hunting tactics as prey availability fluctuates, and maintain the cohesion of the pod amid the chaos of turbulent seas. This remarkable flexibility is a testament to their evolutionary success. Every hunt is a dynamic exercise in intelligence and collaboration. Orcas meticulously assess the behavior of their prey, anticipate evasive maneuvers, and adapt their strategies in real time. Roles are assigned within the pod. Some individuals drive prey toward waiting hunters, others block potential escape routes, and a select few deliver the decisive strike. This level of planning and execution rivals the most sophisticated hunting tactics found in the animal kingdom, both on land and at sea. The pursuit of mastery is a lifelong journey for orcas. Even the most experienced individuals continue to refine their skills, experiment with innovative techniques, and adapt to the shifting dynamics of their environment. When prey populations decline or new opportunities arise, pods explore unfamiliar territories and develop novel hunting strategies. This relentless drive for improvement ensures that orcas remain at the apex of the marine food web, regardless of the challenges they face. As dominant predators, orcas exert a profound influence on the balance of their ecosystems. Their hunting activities regulate the populations of seals, fish, and even other whales, shaping the distribution and behavior of marine life across vast regions. The ripple effects of their presence extend through the food chain, maintaining the delicate equilibrium of some of the world's most extreme habitats. Beneath the silent, frozen expanse of the polar seas, the legacy of the orca endures. Their supremacy is not a product of brute force alone, but of extraordinary intelligence, adaptability, and the enduring strength of social bonds. Through generations of learning and innovation, orcas have secured their place as the undisputed rulers of the ocean's most formidable frontiers, a living testament to the power of evolution and the resilience of life in the planet's coldest waters. In the vast expanse of the world's oceans, orcas reign supreme, not solely because of their formidable size or raw power, but because of their extraordinary intellect and the intricate societies they build beneath the waves. Their mastery of the marine realm is a testament to the depth of their cognitive abilities and the complexity of their social bonds. At the heart of their dominance lies a profound intelligence, revealed through sophisticated vocalizations, nuanced problem-solving, and a social hierarchy that echoes the complexity found in primate communities. Each pod is a living network where every member's actions are woven into the fabric of collective survival. These apex predators, sometimes weighing as much as 12,000 pounds, do not thrive in isolation. Instead, they flourish within tightly knit family units, pods, where cooperation and shared knowledge are the cornerstones of their existence. Every orca, from the youngest calf to the matriarch, plays a distinct and vital role. Within these pods, a rich tapestry of knowledge is carefully maintained and passed down through generations. This intergenerational transfer forms the backbone of orca culture, ensuring that hard-earned wisdom is never lost to the tides of time. Young orcas, or calves, embark on a lifelong journey of learning by closely observing and imitating the adults around them. Through persistent practice and attentive supervision, they absorb lessons in hunting, navigation, and the subtle etiquette that governs pod interactions. The ocean itself becomes a dynamic classroom, where every encounter, whether with prey, rival pods, or shifting currents, offers a new opportunity for adaptation and growth. Each lesson is etched into memory through repetition and real-world experience. Communication is central to orca society. Each pod develops its own dialect, a distinctive set of calls and clicks that serve as both a family signature and a sophisticated tool for orchestrating complex group behaviors. These vocalizations are learned, not innate, and are refined over years of interaction. Hunting strategies are not static. They are living traditions, tailored to the environment and prey available to each pod. Techniques are honed and innovated upon, resulting in a mosaic of subcultures across orca populations, each with its own unique approach to survival. Among the most remarkable of these learned behaviors is the wave washing technique. In this method, certain pods have perfected the art of generating powerful waves to dislodge seals from the safety of ice flows, a skill that requires both physical coordination and a deep understanding of hydrodynamics. Seals perched atop floating ice are often oblivious to the calculated maneuvers unfolding beneath them. The orca's approach is measured and deliberate, minimizing noise and disturbance to avoid alerting their quarry. The pod assesses every variable: the thickness of the ice, the seal's position, the direction of the current, before initiating their plan. This careful evaluation is a testament to their ability to analyze and adapt to complex situations. In a display of remarkable precision, several orcas align themselves shoulder to shoulder, accelerating in perfect synchrony. Their collective force is channeled into a single, coordinated surge toward the ice flow. With powerful strokes of their tails, They generate a wave that crashes over the ice, destabilizing the seal's refuge and forcing it into the water. This maneuver is the result of countless hours of practice and observation, refined over generations. The startled seal, swept from its sanctuary, finds itself surrounded by the waiting pod. The orcas execute the final phase of the hunt with seamless coordination, each member anticipating the other's movements. Such feats demand more than brute strength. They require acute timing, spatial awareness, and an intuitive sense of teamwork. These skills are cultivated through years of participation in the pod's daily life, where every hunt is both a challenge and a lesson. When orcas encounter formidable adversaries like the great white shark, they rely on strategy rather than reckless aggression. Their approach is measured, leveraging intelligence to outmaneuver even the ocean's most notorious predators. The great white's formidable jaws and explosive speed make it a dangerous opponent. Yet, orcas rarely engage in direct confrontation, preferring to exploit their adversaries' weaknesses through calculated tactics. The pod approaches with caution, encircling the shark and probing for vulnerabilities. Their movements are deliberate, designed to confuse and exhaust their rival without exposing themselves to unnecessary risk. By herding and gently bumping the shark, orcas induce disorientation and fatigue. This gradual wearing down of their opponent is a hallmark of their patient, methodical approach to predation. Their ultimate goal is to flip the shark onto its back, triggering a phenomenon known as tonic immobility, a temporary paralysis that renders the shark defenseless. This technique is not instinctive, but learned and perfected through observation and practice. Once immobilized, the shark is at the mercy of the pod. The orcas can then feed with minimal risk, demonstrating a profound understanding of their prey's physiology and behavior. This methodical, low-risk approach to hunting is a testament to the orca's ability to minimize danger while maximizing success. It is a strategy born of intelligence, patience, and a deep respect for the challenges of the marine world. By neutralizing threats through cooperation and strategic thinking, orcas consistently prevail in encounters that would be perilous for less adaptable predators. Their success is rooted in the collective wisdom of the pod. When pursuing agile prey such as dolphins, orcas shift tactics, employing endurance-based chases and coordinated ambushes. The entire pod works in concert, each member contributing to the hunt's success through specialized roles. Some orcas relentlessly pursue the dolphin pod, maintaining relentless pressure and steering them toward predetermined escape routes. This sustained chase tests the stamina and agility of both predator and prey. Meanwhile, other pod members position themselves ahead of the chase, anticipating the dolphin's evasive maneuvers and intercepting them with remarkable precision. This level of coordination is only possible through years of shared experience and learning. In the case of grey whale calves, orca pods orchestrate elaborate multi-phase attacks. Up to 20 individuals may participate, each assigned a specific task in the unfolding strategy. Some orcas focus on harassing and exhausting the mother, drawing her attention and energy away from her vulnerable calf. This diversion is critical to the success of the hunt. Simultaneously, others strategically block the calf's escape routes, isolating it from the mother's protection and increasing its vulnerability. A third group works methodically to separate the pair, exploiting any lapse in the mother's defense. This division of labor is a hallmark of orca hunting strategy, maximizing efficiency and minimizing risk. These hunts can stretch on for hours, demanding unwavering stamina, patience, and a level of coordination that is only achievable through years of collective learning and experience. Every successful hunt is both a triumph of strategy and a testament to the enduring power of orca culture. In the Arctic's endless frozen wilderness, the polar bear emerges as a living embodiment of calculated patience and predatory intelligence. Here, survival is not a matter of brute force, but of mastering the subtle interplay between environment, instinct, and learned behavior. Each hunt is a test of strategy, where the polar bear's mind is as sharp as its claws, and every movement is dictated by a deep understanding of the icebound world it inhabits. The polar bear's fur, a marvel of evolutionary design, is not simply a shield against the cold, it is a cloak of near invisibility. Each translucent strand refracts and scatters the Arctic's diffuse light, allowing the bear to vanish into the snowfields. In swirling blizzards, or beneath the ghostly shimmer of the midnight sun, the bear's outline dissolves, transforming it into a phantom that stalks the ice unseen. This mastery of camouflage is the first step in a complex dance of deception. Yet the polar bear's genius lies in its ability to read the landscape as a living map. Like the orca, which uses sonar and coordinated tactics beneath the ice, the polar bear exploits every nuance of wind, snow, and terrain. It approaches from downwind, ensuring its scent is carried away from its quarry. The bear hugs the ground, weaving between snowdrifts and pressure ridges, using every rise and hollow as a shield. Even the faintest undulation in the ice becomes a strategic advantage, allowing the bear to close the gap with ghost-like silence. Silence is the polar bear's constant companion. Its massive paws, padded and furred, distribute weight so evenly that each step is nearly soundless, even on brittle crusts of snow. The bear's acute awareness of sound rivals the orca's underwater perception. It knows that a single misstep, a crack, a crunch can send prey fleeing. When danger of detection is high, the bear will freeze mid-stride, holding its breath, muscles locked in absolute stillness, sometimes for hours until the moment to advance returns. Patience is the polar bear's most formidable weapon. It will wait beside a seal's breathing hole for an entire day, body pressed flat against the snow, nostrils barely visible in the frigid air. Its ears are tuned to the faintest exhalation, its nose capable of detecting a seal's scent from over a kilometre away. The bear's mind is a ledger of past hunts, each failed attempt, each successful ambush, informing its next move. This memory-driven strategy echoes the orca's ability to learn and adapt, passing knowledge through generations. As the Arctic light shifts, the polar bear adapts its tactics. At dawn and dusk, when shadows stretch long across the ice, the bear positions itself so its silhouette merges with the horizon. In the perpetual twilight of winter, it becomes a moving shadow, invisible until the instant it strikes. The bear's eyes, adapted to low light, scan for the subtlest movement, a ripple in the snow, a flicker of whiskers at a breathing hole. The polar bear's ambush repertoire extends far beyond seals. In spring, it targets eider duck nests, moving with ghostly silence among rocks and snowbanks to snatch eggs or chicks. Along the shifting ice edge, it waits at tidal cracks and polynyas, where marine mammals surface to breathe. Each scenario demands a unique approach, and the bear's ability to tailor its tactics to prey and environment is a testament to its cognitive flexibility, mirroring the orca's capacity for innovation in hunting. When a seal is detected beneath the snow, the bear's senses converge in a moment of focused calculation. It listens, pinpointing the faintest rustle or breath, then digs with astonishing delicacy, removing snow in small, controlled scoops. Only when the final barrier is breached does the bear unleash its explosive power, seizing the prey in a blur of motion. This blend of restraint and sudden violence is the hallmark of a true ambush specialist. The polar bear's intelligence is revealed in its use of environmental cues. It observes the drift of ice flows, using their movement to approach prey undetected, much like orcas use shifting currents to corral fish. During storms, the bear advances under cover of whiteout, knowing that reduced visibility is a double-edged sword, limiting its own sight, but also cloaking its approach from wary seals. On the tundra, it uses snowdrifts and rocks for cover, always seeking the angle that minimizes its profile against the open sky. After a successful hunt, the polar bear's cunning continues to shine. It may cover the remains of a kill with snow, concealing it from scavengers and masking the scent from rival predators. Sometimes it licks or rolls in snow to erase its own scent trail, reducing the risk of being tracked. These behaviors are not instinct alone, they are learned, refined, and passed down, much like the orca's complex hunting traditions. At the water's edge, the polar bear's ambush skills reach their zenith. It waits at the boundary between ice and sea, poised for a lightning-fast strike as seals or fish surface. In tidal pools and shallow inlets, it uses the ebb and flow of water to trap prey, timing its attack with the rhythm of the tides. The bear's ability to anticipate and exploit these fleeting opportunities is a mark of true predatory intelligence. In the Arctic night, beneath the shifting aurora, the polar bear's senses are heightened. It hunts in near-total darkness, relying on acute hearing and a nose that can detect the faintest scent. Its vision, adapted to the dim glow of the northern lights, picks out movement where others see only shadow. The bear's world is one of subtle contrasts, where every sound and scent is a potential clue. When the ice recedes, the polar bear's adaptability is put to the test. It shifts tactics, stalking seabird colonies along rocky cliffs or waiting at the edge of open water for belugas and narwhals to surface. It uses kelp forests and floating debris for concealment, blending seamlessly with the environment. This ability to innovate and improvise is a trait shared with the orca, whose hunting strategies are equally dynamic and situation-dependent. Every hunt is a lesson in environmental literacy. The polar bear reads the Arctic's subtle signs, the direction of the wind, the texture of the snow, the patterns of ice cracks and pressure ridges. It anticipates the movements of its prey, intercepting rather than chasing, and uses the landscape itself as an ally. This deep, almost intuitive understanding of its world is the foundation of its success. The polar bear's mastery of stealth, patience, and environmental awareness is unrivaled among land predators. Each ambush is a delicate balance of risk and reward, a testament to the bear's intelligence and adaptability. In the endless white of the Arctic, the polar bear is both hunter and ghost, an apex predator whose greatest weapon is the art of the unseen, rivaling the orca's own mastery of coordinated, intelligent hunting beneath the ice. Through these intricate and highly evolved tactics, the polar bear stands as the ultimate ambush predator of the North. Its survival is a daily triumph of strategy, patience, and a profound, almost scientific knowledge of the frozen world it calls home. A world where intelligence, not strength alone, determines who prevails. Across the immense blue tapestry of the world's oceans, orcas have emerged as the undisputed tacticians of the sea, constantly evolving their hunting strategies to conquer an astonishing variety of habitats and prey. Their cognitive prowess and adaptability have enabled them to craft regionally distinct hunting methods, each tailored to the challenges and opportunities of their environment, and unmatched by any other marine predator. Unlike many apex predators, orcas are deeply social, living and hunting within pods that function as cohesive, interdependent families. These pods are not just groups, but dynamic societies, each with its own traditions, dialects, and hunting specializations. The culture of a pod is a living legacy, shaped by generations of accumulated knowledge and passed down through both observation and participation. In the frozen wilderness of Antarctica, orca pods have refined a hunting technique known as wave washing, a display of both their intelligence and their extraordinary ability to coordinate as a unit. When a seal is discovered resting atop a drifting ice floe, the pod assembles in a silent, calculated formation. Each orca glides into position, their movements synchronized and deliberate as they prepare for the hunt. With a series of powerful, coordinated tail slaps, the orcas generate surging waves that batter the ice, destabilizing it and sending the unsuspecting seal tumbling into the frigid water, where the pod is already poised to intercept. This operation is executed with astonishing precision. Every orca understands its role, and the youngest members observe intently, absorbing the intricacies of the hunt through direct involvement and careful study, a living apprenticeship in the open ocean. In temperate coastal waters, orcas reveal a different facet of their adaptability, employing hunting strategies that are as inventive as they are effective. Here, pods often target vast schools of herring or other small fish. Working in concert, they release streams of bubbles and flash their white undersides, herding the fish into dense, swirling bait balls that are easier to capture. Once the fish are tightly packed, orcas deliver thunderous tail slaps, stunning dozens of prey at once. The pod then moves in, each member feeding with remarkable efficiency, ensuring that energy is conserved and the catch is maximized. These hunts are meticulously choreographed, with each orca's actions complementing the others. Years of practice and observation have honed these techniques, transforming the hunt into a seamless display of collective intelligence. In the misty waters of the Pacific Northwest, orcas have developed a culture centered around the pursuit of salmon. These resident pods exhibit a remarkable focus, dedicating their efforts almost exclusively to this elusive prey. Using sophisticated echolocation, these orcas track individual salmon through murky, fast-flowing channels, intercepting them at river mouths or along intricate coastal passages where the fish are most vulnerable. Their ability to interpret the echoes of their clicks allows them to hunt with pinpoint accuracy, even in total darkness or turbulent waters, revealing a sensory mastery that few animals can rival. Social learning is vital in these environments. Mothers lead their calves through labyrinthine waterways, teaching them to anticipate the salmon's sudden bursts of speed and to navigate the maze-like channels where prey may dart and hide. In certain corners of the world, orcas have pioneered one of the most audacious hunting strategies ever recorded: intentional stranding. Along the wild Patagonian coastline, orcas time the tides with precision, launching themselves onto the beach to seize sea lion pups from the shallows before expertly wriggling back into the surf. This maneuver is fraught with peril. Misjudging the wave or the slope of the sand could leave an orca stranded. Only the most experienced individuals attempt it, their skill and daring a testament to years of learning and practice. This technique is not innate, but acquired. Young orcas observe, experiment, and gradually master the skill under the vigilant guidance of seasoned adults, ensuring that this remarkable tradition is preserved within the pod. Around the globe, orcas have been documented employing a dazzling spectrum of hunting strategies. In shallow lagoons, some pods specialize in hunting rays, deftly flipping them to avoid their venomous tails. Elsewhere, orcas target formidable marine mammals, seals, dolphins, and even large whales, executing coordinated attacks that demand flawless timing and intricate communication. Orcas are not confined to a single approach. They are innovators, constantly testing and refining their techniques to suit new prey, shifting habitats, and evolving oceanic conditions. Their willingness to experiment is a hallmark of their intelligence. In some regions, orcas collaborate to separate grey whale calves from their mothers, employing relentless pursuit and strategic positioning to exhaust and isolate their massive quarry. In coral reefs, individuals have been observed stalking rays with patience and stealth, adapting their tactics to the unique challenges of shallow, complex environments. From the ice-laden polar seas to temperate coasts, from the vast open ocean to rocky shores and intricate lagoons, the orca's genius is revealed in its capacity to adapt, constantly inventing new strategies to overcome the challenges of each unique ecosystem. Every pod is a living chronicle, shaped by the demands of its home waters and the traditions inherited from generations past. Some pods have become fish specialists, others focus on marine mammals, and a select few have developed hunting techniques found nowhere else on Earth. In the ever-shifting theatre of the sea, the orca stands as a paragon of adaptation, its intelligence, cooperation, and versatility setting the benchmark for predatory excellence. No other marine predator exhibits such a profound capacity for innovation, learning, and cultural transmission, making the orca not merely a hunter, but a true strategist and master of the world's oceans. In the unforgiving Arctic, where the cold bites and the ice never relents, survival is a contest not of brute force but of cunning. Here, intelligence is the currency of life, and for orcas it is the sharpest weapon in their arsenal. Orcas, often called the wolves of the sea, have developed a remarkable intellect that elevates them above all other marine predators. Their minds are honed by generations of adaptation, making them masters of both strategy and improvisation. Communication is at the heart of their intelligence. Using a complex language of clicks, whistles, and pulsed calls, orcas coordinate with astonishing precision, relaying information about prey location, ice conditions, and hunting tactics in real time. Each hunt is a display of innovation. Orcas invent new techniques, from using their tails to stun fish, to manipulating ice flows as barriers, constantly refining their approach to overcome the unique defenses of every prey species. In the Norwegian fjords, orcas herd herring into dense, swirling balls, releasing streams of bubbles and flashing their white undersides to disorient and trap the fish, turning the chaos of the shoal into a feast. In the Southern Ocean, they demonstrate surgical precision, flipping stingrays to expose their vulnerable bellies and avoid venomous spines. When targeting larger prey, such as whale calves, orcas coordinate in relentless pursuit, isolating their quarry through teamwork and endurance. Stealth and patience are hallmarks of their intelligence. Beneath the ice, orcas glide in silence, using echolocation to detect seals concealed in air pockets, waiting motionless for the precise moment to strike. This mastery is not innate alone. Young orcas learn by shadowing their elders, absorbing the nuances of each technique through observation and imitation, ensuring that every generation is more skilled than the last. Orcas have been observed using floating ice as tools, pushing slabs to trap seals or block escape routes, a rare display of problem-solving that rivals the ingenuity of any animal on Earth. Their intelligence extends beyond the hunt. Orcas rest in synchronized formations, conserving energy and maintaining vigilance, always aware of their surroundings and the shifting dangers of the Arctic. Breaching and spy-hopping are not mere displays, they are calculated maneuvers. By leaping or rising vertically, orcas scan for prey, communicate with distant pod members, and sometimes intimidate rivals or competitors. Each pod develops its own dialect and hunting traditions, forming cultures as distinct as fingerprints. These unique behaviors are passed down, creating a tapestry of knowledge that stretches across oceans and generations. Cultural intelligence ensures that survival strategies are not static. They are tested, refined, and improved, with each generation building upon the wisdom of those before. Social bonds within pods are profound. Elders guide the young, reinforcing collective memory and ensuring that the lessons of the past are never lost to the icy depths. Intelligence is a living legacy among orcas, an evolving arsenal of tactics, insights, and traditions that transforms each pod into a dynamic, adaptive force. Navigating the labyrinth beneath the ice, orcas deploy sonar with astonishing accuracy, mapping their world and tracking prey in total darkness, a feat unmatched by any other predator. Their ability to improvise, to learn from setbacks, and to teach the next generation is what truly distinguishes orcas from all other hunters of the sea. Every hunt is a lesson in adaptation. Successes are celebrated, failures analyzed, and each experience becomes a stepping stone toward greater mastery. In a landscape of shifting ice and elusive prey, it is the orca's flexible, creative intelligence that allows them to thrive where others falter. The orca's gaze is not simply predatory, it is analytical, constantly absorbing information, reading the environment, and adjusting strategies with every encounter. Ultimately, it is not sheer strength, but the depth of intellect and the richness of culture that secure the orca's dominance in these frozen seas. Intelligence, in all its subtle forms, is the orca's most potent weapon, one that endures through every hardship, every season, and every challenge the Arctic can muster. In the silent ballet of predator and prey, it is the mind that shapes destiny, guiding every pursuit, every escape, and every survival story written beneath the ice. The saga of the Orca is a testament to the relentless power of intelligence, a force as enduring as the polar night, as unstoppable as the tides that shape the Arctic world. In the end, the Arctic's supreme hunters reveal a profound truth. In nature's harshest arena, it is the brilliance of the mind that prevails, ensuring survival against all odds. Beneath the vast, frozen ceiling of the Arctic, where sunlight barely penetrates and silence seems absolute, a vibrant world of sound flourishes. Here, the water is alive with pulses, clicks, and calls, an intricate language that has evolved over millions of years, perfectly attuned to the icy depths. Orcas, often called the wolves of the sea, are not only apex predators but also sophisticated communicators. Their vocal repertoire is astonishingly diverse, ranging from sharp clicks to melodic whistles and complex pulsed calls. Each sound serves a distinct purpose, whether it's to coordinate a hunt, maintain contact in the gloom, or express emotion within the pod. Within each pod, a unique dialect emerges, an acoustic fingerprint crafted from generations of shared experience. These dialects are so distinct that orcas from neighboring pods can instantly recognize kin from stranger, even when their territories overlap in the vast ocean. These vocalizations are not random, they are the foundation of orca society. Through precise calls, orcas synchronize their movements during complex hunts, encircling prey with military precision. When separated by distance or drifting ice, a single call can reunite family members, guiding them back through the labyrinthine seascape. The transmission of dialects is a generational legacy. Calves learn the language of their pod from birth, absorbing the subtle inflections and rhythms as they swim beside their mothers. Over time, these dialects evolve, reflecting the pod's history, environment, and even the challenges they face. Yet the orca's most remarkable adaptation is echolocation. By emitting rapid bursts of high-frequency clicks, orcas transform the darkness into a detailed acoustic landscape. Each click bounces off objects, returning echoes that reveal the world in astonishing detail. Through echolocation, orcas can detect the faintest movement of prey, the contours of ice, and the presence of other marine life. This ability allows them to hunt with surgical accuracy, even in pitch-black waters where vision is useless. The returning echoes paint a three-dimensional map, revealing not just the location, but the size, shape, and even the internal structure of objects. An orca can distinguish between a school of fish and a solitary seal, or sense the heartbeat of hidden prey beneath layers of ice. In the Arctic's shadowy underworld, where ice and darkness reign, this acoustic mastery is essential. It allows orcas to thrive where few others can, turning the most inhospitable environments into navigable territory. With echolocation, orcas can pinpoint a seal resting on a floe, even when it's hidden beneath meters of snow and ice. They can track the subtle movements of fish as they dart through the gloom, or sense the presence of rivals encroaching on their hunting grounds. But orca communication extends beyond sound. Their social interactions are rich with meaning conveyed through body language and synchronized movement. Synchronized swimming demonstrates unity and intent, while gentle nudges reinforce bonds between individuals. Dramatic breaches can signal excitement, warning, or even a display of strength within the pod. Spy hopping, when an orca rises vertically to survey its surroundings, serves both as a lookout and a social gesture. Tail slaps and fin displays communicate dominance, readiness, or reassurance, maintaining the delicate balance of pod hierarchy. At the heart of every pod is a matriarch, an elder female whose experience guides the group. Her leadership is earned through decades of survival, and her knowledge shapes the pod's strategies, alliances, and migrations. Newborn calves are welcomed into this intricate society, surrounded by relatives who protect and nurture them. From their first breath, they are immersed in a world of sound and movement, learning the customs and calls that define their family. Elders play a crucial role in education, demonstrating hunting techniques and teaching the young to interpret the subtle nuances of pod communication. Through observation and imitation, calves master the skills needed for survival in a challenging environment. The result is a culture of remarkable complexity, where every member contributes to the group's success. Communication is constant, weaving together the lives of individuals into a cohesive, adaptive society. Through a seamless blend of sound and gesture, orcas maintain social harmony, resolve conflicts, and celebrate reunions. Their society is dynamic, shaped by tradition, yet responsive to change. Beneath the ice, their voices travel for miles, carrying messages of warning, reassurance, and discovery. Each call is a thread in the tapestry of orca life, connecting generations across time and distance. In the perpetual twilight of the Arctic, where the cold silences all but the most resilient, it is the orca's voice, resonant, adaptive, and enduring, that defines the spirit of these remarkable hunters. Their society, built on communication and cooperation, is a testament to the power of connection in the harshest of worlds. Across the immense blue tapestry of Earth's oceans, orcas have earned their place as apex predators not through sheer power, but by mastering the art of adaptation. Their reign is defined by an extraordinary ability to tailor both their prey selection and hunting strategies to the unique demands of their environment, making them one of the most versatile hunters in the animal kingdom. Each orca population, scattered across the globe's diverse seascapes, has evolved in response to the specific challenges and opportunities of its home waters. In the Arctic, where the world is sculpted by ice and silence, orcas have developed a keen sense for navigating labyrinthine flows and frigid channels, their diets shaped by the elusive creatures that share these frozen realms. Beneath the shifting, wind-carved ice, orcas focus their efforts on seals, animals that have perfected the art of vanishing into snow and shadow. The hunt here is a contest of patience, where every movement is measured and every breath is calculated. In these icy waters, orcas employ a blend of stealth and strategy, circling flows with silent precision, their eyes just above the surface, tracking the faintest sign of movement. Working in perfect unison, they generate waves to dislodge seals from their icy refuges or slip beneath the ice to launch a coordinated ambush, timing their ascent to coincide with the seals' desperate dash for air at breathing holes. These techniques are not instinct alone, but the result of knowledge passed down through generations, each maneuver refined by experience and shared within tightly bonded family pods. As orcas journey to more temperate waters, their hunting repertoire transforms to match new landscapes and prey. Along the wild, wave-battered shores of Patagonia, a select lineage of orcas has developed a breathtakingly bold technique, intentional stranding. With astonishing agility and split-second timing, these orcas surge onto the pebbled beaches, seizing sea lion pups in a single fluid motion before retreating to deeper water, risking stranding themselves for the promise of a meal. This daring behavior is not innate, it is painstakingly learned, with young orcas observing and imitating their elders, practicing the technique until it becomes second nature within the family group. In the vast, open Pacific, the arrival of immense schools of herring and salmon transforms the ocean into a stage for complex, high-speed hunts. Here, orcas rely on speed, agility, and flawless teamwork, weaving through the water in tightly coordinated formations to outmaneuver their swift, silvery prey. Pods work together to herd fish into dense, swirling bait balls, then unleash powerful tail slaps to stun and immobilize their quarry, turning confusion into opportunity. Each member of the pod assumes a specialized role. Some drive the fish, others strike, while still others catch the stunned prey, demonstrating a level of coordination that rivals any military operation. In the coastal waters off New Zealand, orcas have developed a taste for armored prey such as rays and sharks. Using stealth and sudden bursts of speed, they flip these formidable animals onto their backs, inducing a state of tonic immobility that renders them helpless. Even the mighty great white shark, a predator in its own right, is vulnerable to the orca's calculated assault, proof that intelligence and technique can overcome even the most daunting defenses. What binds these diverse hunting cultures is not just intelligence, but a profound connection to the rhythms and resources of their home waters. Each pod's hunting traditions are a living record of adaptation, an evolving library of tactics shaped by the challenges of their environment and refined over countless generations. The result is a stunning diversity of diets and behaviors, with each population carving out a unique ecological niche unmatched by any other marine predator. Whether navigating the shifting ice of the poles or the swirling currents of temperate seas, orcas continually adapt, modifying their tactics to suit new prey and changing conditions. They read the subtle cues of the ocean, anticipate the movements of their quarry, and devise innovative solutions to the ever-evolving challenges of survival. This capacity for learning and teaching ensures that each generation inherits not just instinct, but a wealth of knowledge, allowing orcas to thrive in a world of constant change. Every hunt is a testament to their ingenuity, a living demonstration of nature's boundless capacity for adaptation and innovation, played out beneath the waves. The ocean's surface churns with more than just wind and tide. Beneath, a silent upheaval is underway, one that even the most adept hunters cannot escape. Across every ocean basin, orcas encounter a world in flux. Their once familiar territories are being reshaped by rising temperatures, shifting currents, and the relentless advance of climate change. In the Arctic, the retreat of ancient sea ice is relentless. Vast expanses that once provided stable hunting grounds now dissolve into open water, erasing the boundaries that defined orca territories for generations. The shrinking ice floes, once bustling with seals, now fragment and drift apart. Orcas must travel greater distances, navigating unfamiliar routes and seeking prey in places where ice no longer offers cover or opportunity. Beneath the surface, the soundscape is transformed. The steady drip of melting glaciers and the rush of new currents create a dissonant symphony, masking the subtle cues orcas once relied on to locate prey. In temperate regions, the warming of the seas brings its own challenges. Sunlight penetrates deeper, altering the growth of plankton and the migration of fish, while orcapods glide through waters that are warmer and less predictable than ever before. Traditional prey like herring and salmon become elusive, their numbers dwindling, or their migrations shifting to colder, deeper waters. Orcas are left to search vast stretches of ocean, expending more energy for every meal. Some pods experiment with new hunting techniques, targeting unfamiliar fish species or adapting their strategies to the altered seascape. Others, less fortunate, struggle to find enough food, their traditional knowledge tested by the pace of change. The clarity of the water itself is changing. Algal blooms, fueled by warming temperatures and nutrient runoff, cloud the ocean, reducing visibility and disrupting the delicate balance of marine ecosystems. These dense blooms choke out oxygen, stress fish populations, and make hunting a challenge of patience and precision, as orcas must rely on senses other than sight to track their prey. Kelp forests, once lush and teeming with life, now appear sparse and fragmented. The loss of these underwater jungles removes vital shelter for prey and alters the hunting grounds that orcas have used for centuries. For some orca populations, the changes are subtle, a shift in the timing of migrations, a new route taken, or a gradual change in the composition of their prey. For others, the impact is stark. Emaciated individuals drift through empty waters, their bodies bearing the unmistakable signs of scarcity and struggle. Lean seasons stretch on, affecting not only the health of adults but also the survival of calves. The transmission of hunting knowledge, so vital to orca culture, becomes more difficult as each generation faces new and unfamiliar obstacles. Yet within these challenges, orcas reveal their remarkable resilience. Pods work together, drawing on collective memory and innovation to overcome adversity. Through coordinated hunts and the sharing of new techniques, some families invent strategies that allow them to thrive, even as their world transforms around them. Young orcas observe and learn, their curiosity and adaptability becoming the foundation for survival in an unpredictable ocean. The horizon is ever-changing, painted with the colors of uncertainty and hope. Each dawn brings new tests, but also new opportunities for adaptation. The survival of orcas now hinges on their ability to interpret the shifting signals of their environment, reading the currents, tracking the migrations of prey, and responding to the subtle cues of a sea in transition. In this era of profound change, the orca's greatest strength lies not in muscle or tooth, but in the enduring power of adaptation, an ancient legacy carried forward by each new generation, united in the face of a world transformed. Beneath the surface, the ocean is a stage where power, intelligence, and instinct collide in a relentless contest for survival. Here, every encounter is shaped by the presence of giants, creatures whose size and strength are matched only by their cunning. Orcas, the undisputed strategists of the sea, share these vast waters with other apex predators, each a master of its own domain, each wielding unique tactics honed by evolution. Where their territories intersect, the ocean becomes a chessboard. Encounters between orcas and formidable adversaries, sperm whales, great white sharks, are charged with tension and unpredictability. Even the mighty humpback whale, with its immense bulk and sweeping fins, is drawn into this intricate web of rivalry, negotiation, and, at times, uneasy cooperation. In the frigid, sapphire depths off New Zealand, a pod of orcas glides in perfect formation, their movements synchronized and deliberate, each individual attuned to the subtle cues of the group. Their quarry, a solitary great white shark, fiercely guarding the remains of a sunken whale, stands as both a prize and a challenge. The orcas encircle their target, exchanging a rapid-fire series of clicks and pulses, their sophisticated language weaving a plan in the dark water. Every movement is scrutinized, the shark's wary glances, the subtle flick of a fin, while the orcas read both their rival and each other with uncanny precision. Suddenly, the pod springs into action. With practiced coordination, they execute a maneuver reserved for only the most experienced hunters, flipping the shark onto its back in a single fluid motion. The shark, now inverted, slips into tonic immobility, a trance-like state that renders even this apex predator helpless. For a fleeting moment, the ocean's most feared hunter is utterly defenseless, a stark demonstration of the orca's unrivaled mastery of both intellect and force. Victorious, the orcas glide away, their dominance undisputed, their reputation as the ocean's most versatile predators reinforced. In the shadowy canyons of the deep, another drama unfolds. Sperm whales, colossal and formidable, gather in tight-knit circles, heads inward, tails fanned outward, forming a living fortress as orcas approach. The water vibrates with a barrage of clicks and pulses, a complex exchange of echolocation and warning signals that fills the depths with invisible tension. This is a sonic standoff, a battle of wits and willpower echoing through the abyss. The orcas probe the perimeter, searching for a momentary lapse, a vulnerable calf, or a break in the whale's formidable shield. Yet the sperm whales remain steadfast, their unity and discipline forming an impenetrable barrier. Each whale protects the next, their collective strength a testament to the power of cooperation in the face of relentless predation. Sometimes the orcas withdraw, recognizing the futility of further aggression, a silent truce forged in the cold depths. In these moments, a mutual respect emerges, an unspoken acknowledgement between titans of the deep. Not every encounter is defined by conflict. Sometimes the ocean's giants find themselves drawn together by shared opportunity rather than rivalry. In the icy fjords of Norway, orcas and humpback whales converge on immense shoals of herring, their presence transforming the water into a swirling arena of life. Here, their movements are orchestrated with astonishing precision, each species exploiting the chaos, yet rarely interfering with the other's hunt. Orcas herd the herring into dense, shimmering bait balls, corralling their prey with bursts of speed and coordinated teamwork. Humpbacks seize the moment, lunging upward with cavernous mouths to engulf thousands of fish in a single thunderous gulp. In these fleeting alliances, competition gives way to a remarkable harmony, each species benefiting from the other's presence, their actions synchronized by necessity rather than aggression. The frenzy is intense, but direct clashes are rare. Instead, the boundaries between rivals dissolve in the shared pursuit of sustenance. For a brief interval, orcas and humpbacks move side by side, their rivalry suspended as they exploit the bounty of the sea. The ocean's abundance momentarily outweighs the instinct for dominance, and the line between competitor and collaborator blurs. Each encounter, whether hostile or harmonious, becomes a lesson, etched into the collective memory of the pod, shaping future strategies and responses. In this ever-shifting world, adaptation is the only constant. The language of the wild is written in acts of conflict, moments of coexistence, and the relentless drive to endure. The ocean's theatre is vast and unpredictable, its cast of characters ever-changing, its stories unfolding in currents and shadows. Orcas navigate not only the shifting tides, but the complex web of alliances and rivalries that define life in the deep. Their story is inseparable from those of their fellow hunters, woven together in a tapestry of competition, cooperation, and survival. Every thread in this tapestry tells of rivalry and respect, of boundaries tested and alliances forged in the cold embrace of the sea. In the end, it is the primal drive to survive that unites them all, each encounter a testament to the enduring drama of life among the ocean's giants. Long before the first ship ever sailed these waters, the ocean was a realm of ceaseless transformation, shaped by shifting continents and the relentless churn of tides. In these ancient seas, orcas were already refining their hunting prowess, adapting to a world where survival demanded both strength and ingenuity. Their story stretches far beyond the present, reaching back through epochs of evolutionary change. The evidence of their journey is inscribed in the intricate patterns of their DNA, each strand a record of adaptation and survival. Silent lessons, passed from mother to calf, have accumulated over countless generations, forming a living library of knowledge. Picture the ancient oceans, vast, frigid, and unpredictable, where the rules of life were written by the giants that roamed their depths. These waters teemed with colossal marine reptiles and early whales, each a formidable presence in a world of predators and prey. The ancestors of modern orcas navigated these primeval seas, evolving from smaller, less specialized hunters into the apex predators we know today. Fossil records reveal that these early relatives targeted smaller marine creatures, relying on straightforward tactics to secure their meals. Their methods were effective for their time: simple chases, quick ambushes, and opportunistic feeding. As the planet cooled and warmed in cycles, glaciers advanced and retreated, sculpting new coastlines and altering the marine landscape. These environmental upheavals forced orcas to adapt, challenging them to navigate increasingly complex habitats and shifting prey populations. Their brains grew larger, their social bonds deepened, and their capacity for learning expanded in response to these new demands. Over thousands of generations, orcas diversified into distinct populations, each developing unique hunting specializations tailored to their environment. In the rivers and coastal waters of the North Pacific, some pods mastered the art of herding salmon, executing complex maneuvers with astonishing precision. Each orca assumed a specific role within the pod, their actions synchronized as if choreographed by instinct and experience. In the frigid Antarctic, other pods developed the remarkable skill of wave washing, working in unison to dislodge seals from floating ice. This technique, perfected through generations of trial and error, demonstrates the orca's capacity for innovation and teamwork. In these icy waters, young orcas observe and practice, gradually mastering the skills essential for survival. In temperate oceans, some orca populations evolved to hunt massive whales, coordinating attacks that require flawless timing and communication. These hunts are feats of strategy, demanding trust and cooperation among every member of the pod. The bonds forged in these moments are the foundation of orca society, uniting individuals in a shared pursuit. Each hunting method is a living relic, a behavioral fossil shaped by the pressures of survival and the ingenuity of the pod. Generations observe, imitate, and refine these techniques, ensuring that hard-won knowledge is never lost. Calves learn by shadowing their elders, absorbing every nuance of movement and strategy through careful observation. Mothers guide their young with patience, demonstrating, encouraging, and correcting until each skill is mastered. The wisdom of the pod is preserved, flowing from one generation to the next in an unbroken chain. Even now, orcas continue to innovate, developing new hunting strategies in response to changing prey and environments. Along the rugged coast of South Africa, a remarkable adaptation has recently emerged. Here, orcas have learned to target great white sharks, extracting their nutrient-rich livers with astonishing precision. This specialized skill has spread rapidly among local pods, demonstrating the orca's extraordinary capacity for cultural transmission. Evolution for orcas is not limited to physical change. It is a dynamic process of cultural adaptation, driven by intelligence and social learning. Their world is shaped by communication. Complex vocalizations, body language, and shared experience form the backbone of orca society. The ocean itself is a vast laboratory, where every hunt is an experiment and every success a lesson for the future. Orcas approach each challenge with curiosity and intelligence, constantly testing and refining their techniques. Their hunting strategies are fluid, evolving in real time as they respond to the shifting dynamics of prey and environment. Each generation hones these skills further, building on the successes and failures of those who came before. As the oceans continue to change, warming, acidifying, and shifting with the climate, so too will the orca's approach to survival. Their adaptability will be tested by new challenges, but their legacy of innovation offers hope for the future. The saga of orca evolution is ongoing, a testament to the power of learning, cooperation, and resilience. With every hunt, every lesson, and every adaptation, the chronicle of the orca continues to unfold, alive, dynamic, and ever-changing. From the shadowy depths to the sunlit surface, the orca's journey is a living story of evolution in motion. When the ocean transforms into a cauldron of chaos, battered by shrieking winds and towering waves, most creatures seek shelter from the fury. But for the orca, the storm is not always a threat. It can be an opportunity. Imagine a polar night, the sky shrouded in thick, swirling clouds. Snow lashes the surface, and the sea heaves in restless, mountainous swells. Below, in the inky water, a pod of orcas moves with silent determination. Their black and white forms ghost through the gloom, each one attuned to the rhythm of the storm above. In these moments, the ocean's usual order is turned upside down. Prey that would otherwise be swift and elusive, seals, penguins, or even large fish, are caught off guard by the roiling waters. Ice floes fracture and shift, scattering resting seals and creating narrow channels that funnel prey into the open. The orcas, experts in reading the sea, seize their moment. A matriarch signals with a low-frequency call, barely audible over the underwater tumult. Instantly, the pod splits with practiced precision. Some members flank the ice edge while others circle beneath, using the turbulence to mask their movements. The storm's violence becomes their camouflage. A young seal, disoriented by the shifting ice, slips into the water, unaware of the danger lurking below. The orcas coordinate silently, using subtle body language, one flick of a pectoral fin, a tilt of the head. As the waves crash and thunder overhead, they strike with blinding speed. The Matriarch surges upward, her momentum amplified by the storm-driven current, driving the seal toward her waiting kin. Even in these extreme conditions, the hunt is a masterclass in adaptability. The orcas adjust their echolocation, compensating for the deafening roar of the wind and rain. They time their attacks to the rhythm of the swells, using the chaos to their advantage. Each movement is calculated, each risk weighed against the potential reward. Sometimes the storm brings bounty. Schools of fish, driven toward the surface by upwelling currents, become easy targets. The orcas corral them against the shifting ice, working in perfect tandem. Lightning flashes above, illuminating the churning sea in stark white. For a moment, the orca's forms are etched in silver against the darkness, a fleeting glimpse of power and grace in the heart of the Tempest. Yet, the storm is not without its dangers. Ice can close in, trapping pods or separating calves from mothers. The orcas rely on their extraordinary spatial memory and unbreakable social bonds to navigate these perils. They call to each other constantly, their voices weaving a lifeline through the chaos. No one is left behind. When the tempest finally passes, the ocean is transformed once more. Calmer, quieter, but forever changed by the passage of the storm and the hunters who braved its wrath. For the orca, each extreme weather hunt is a test of skill, endurance, and unity, a reminder that in the wildest corners of the world, survival belongs to those who can turn adversity into advantage. Beneath the frozen lid of the polar sea, life is shaped as much by competition as by cooperation. Here, the orca is not the only apex predator prowling the depths. In these shadowed waters, rival hunters carve out their own domains, each with unique strengths, each testing the limits of survival. A male orca glides silently through a labyrinth of drifting ice, his sonar pulse echoing through the cold. In the distance, a massive shape materializes, a leopard seal, infamous for its speed and ferocity. The seal, sensing the orca's approach, arches its sleek body, eyes narrowed, jaws agape. For a moment, predator faces predator. The orca, assessing the risk, drifts closer but does not attack. Instead, he circles, observing. The leopard seal, recognizing the imbalance of power, slips into a narrow crack in the ice, vanishing from view. In these waters, confrontation is measured. Most encounters end not in violence, but in a silent negotiation of space and opportunity. Elsewhere, a pod of orcas approaches a craggy underwater ridge, where a solitary Greenland shark prowls the gloom. The shark, ancient and slow-moving, is an enigma, its flesh laced with toxins, its presence a warning. The orcas keep their distance, curiosity piqued but caution prevailing. They sense the difference. This is not prey, but a relic of the deep, demanding respect. Further offshore, the ocean erupts in a flurry of movement. A group of orcas has discovered a hunting ground rich with fish, only to find it already claimed by a pack of stellar sea lions. The sea lions, formidable in their own right, band together, forming a living wall of muscle and teeth. The orcas probe the defenses, darting in and out, testing for weakness. The standoff is tense, a ballet of feints and retreats. At last, the orcas veer away, choosing not to waste energy on a battle of attrition. In the wild, wisdom often means knowing when to walk away, yet not every encounter is fraught with tension. In rare moments, orcas and other predators share the bounty of the sea. After a successful hunt, scraps from an orca's feast drift to the seafloor, drawing clouds of scavengers, crabs, hagfish, and even smaller sharks. Here, the hierarchy softens, and the ocean's cycle of life continues, each creature playing its part. In these intricate interactions, the orca's true mastery is revealed, not only as a hunter, but as a strategist and diplomat of the deep. Every meeting with another predator is a lesson in balance, when to dominate, when to yield. and when to coexist. In the silent, ceaseless world beneath the ice, survival is not just a contest of strength, but a delicate dance of respect and restraint. In the heart of every orca pod, a silent force shapes every hunt, every migration, every close call with the unknown, the matriarch. She is the memory keeper, the decision-maker, the living map of the sea. Her presence is not marked by size or strength, but by something far greater, wisdom earned through decades of survival in the planet's most unforgiving waters. Beneath a shifting mosaic of ice, a pod moves with purpose, their formation tight and deliberate. At the center, the matriarch leads, a female whose dorsal fin bears the scars of age and experience. Each movement she makes is a signal, each subtle change in speed or direction a lesson for her kin. The younger orcas watch her, mirroring her every turn as she guides them through a maze of flows and hidden currents. A distant echo of seals barking carries over the water. The matriarch slows, her sonar sweeping the depths. She remembers this place, an ancient hunting ground rich with both danger and opportunity. She recalls the tides, the way the ice shifts, the patterns of prey that repeat with the seasons. With a series of clicks and whistles, she communicates her plan, orchestrating the pod into position. The hunt begins not with a chase, but with patience. The matriarch signals a split. The younger hunters fan out, circling a group of unsuspecting seals resting on a floe. She alone remains at the edge, her eyes scanning for threats, lurking polar bears above, stealthy leopard seals below. Only when all is clear does she give the signal, a low, rumbling call that vibrates through the water. In perfect synchrony, the pod surges forward. They create waves, tipping the ice, sending the seals sliding into the sea. The matriarch does not rush to feed. Instead, she watches, ensuring the calves learn the technique, guiding them with gentle nudges, correcting their course with a flick of her fin. Her focus is not just the hunt, but the future, each lesson passed down, a thread in the tapestry of survival. When the kill is made, the matriarch ensures all are fed, especially the youngest and the weakest. She doles out the choicest cuts, her authority unquestioned. As the pod drifts, sated and secure, the matriarch leads them away, her mind already calculating the next move, weather patterns, shifting ice, the memory of past dangers. In the kingdom beneath the ice, brute strength alone is never enough. It is the matriarch's wisdom, her memory, her vigilance, her guidance, that ensures the pod's survival. Through her, the knowledge of generations endures, echoing in every hunt, every journey, every life saved by her foresight. In the company of matriarchs, the ocean is not merely a place of peril, but a living legacy. Each pod a family, each family a testament to the power of wisdom, passed from mother to daughter, leader to follower, one season to the next. Beneath the pale blue hush of the polar dawn, the youngest members of the orca pod emerge, sleek shadows gliding close to their mothers' sides. These calves, barely a year old, move with a restless curiosity, their every motion a blend of clumsy exuberance and cautious mimicry. The ocean around them is a living classroom, each current and crevice a lesson waiting to be learned. Training begins not with the chase, but with observation. The calves watch intently as the adults assemble, their bodies moving in silent choreography. They see the matriarch's subtle cues, the way she corrals the pod, the deliberate slowness as she approaches a cluster of resting birds or a slick of fleeing fish. Patience is their first lesson. The calves quiver with anticipation, but their elders hold them back, teaching restraint, teaching focus. The training shifts with the tide. In the shadow of a towering iceberg, the older orcas herd a school of herring into a tight, shimmering ball. The calves are summoned forward, encouraged by gentle nudges and encouraging clicks. Awkward and over-eager, they dart into the mass, scattering fish in every direction. The adults respond with clicks of correction, regrouping the prey and demonstrating once more. Again and again the lesson is repeated. Each attempt hones the calves' reflexes, their bursts of speed and instinct for teamwork. Next comes the test of stealth. A lone seal basks on a fragile sheet of ice. The matriarch leads the pod in a silent approach, her fins slicing the water without a ripple. The calves are guided to mimic her, matching her pace, imitating her stillness. One calf, unable to contain its excitement, breaches too soon. The seal vanishes in a flash, and the pod circles back, undeterred. The lesson is clear. Patience and precision are the keys to success. In the deeper waters, the calves are introduced to the hunt's complexities. The adults create waves to dislodge seals from ice flows, and the calves are shown how to time their surges, how to angle their bodies to create the perfect swell. Their first attempts are clumsy, the waves too small or too late, but with every failure comes guidance, soft whistles, reassuring bumps, the watchful gaze of their mothers and aunts. With practice, the calves learn to read the ice, to anticipate the moment when prey will tumble into the sea. Throughout these trials, the pod's unity is unwavering. The adults share the catch, ensuring the calves taste the rewards of their labor. No lesson is rushed. Every training session is shaped by the rhythms of the sea and the needs of the young. When danger lurks, a shadow beneath the ice, or the distant crack of shifting flows, the calves are called to their mothers' sides, reminded that survival is not just about the hunt, but about vigilance and cohesion. As days blend into weeks, the calves grow bolder. Their movements become sharper, their instincts more refined. The matriarch watches, her gaze soft but unyielding. She knows that each lesson is a thread in the fabric of their future, a future where today's apprentices will one day lead the hunt, passing on the ancient skills that have sustained their kind for generations. In the silent depths, the calves' journey is just beginning. Every wave, every hunt, every lesson is a step toward mastery, a testament to the ocean's oldest school, where survival is learned not in haste, but in the patient, persistent tutelage of the pod. As the polar sun sinks and the edges of the ice begin to blur into darkness, the pod stirs with a different kind of urgency. This is the season of movement, a time when the ocean's silent highways beckon and the orcas answer with instinct honed over countless generations. Migration is not merely a journey from one place to another. It is a living rhythm, a pulse that shapes every aspect of orca life, especially the art of the hunt. The journey begins quietly. The matriarch leads, her dorsal fin cutting a determined path through the frigid water. The pod follows in tight formation, calves nestled between mothers and aunts, protected from both predators and the relentless cold. Their route is mapped not by stars or landmarks, but by memory, ancestral knowledge encoded in every heartbeat and echo. As they travel, the ocean transforms around them. In the north, the water is thick with krill and herring, shimmering bait balls that draw the pod into frenzied collaborative hunts. Here, the orca's hunting strategies are fast and coordinated. Tail slaps stunning prey, bubbles herding fish into easy capture. The calves, still learning, watch and mimic, their skills sharpened by the abundance of opportunity, but the bounty is fleeting. As the days grow shorter and the ice presses in, the prey begins to vanish, slipping beneath the frozen surface or fleeing to warmer seas. The orcas must follow, embarking on epic migrations that stretch for thousands of miles, from the polar edges to temperate coasts and back again. Each region demands a different mastery. In southern waters, the pod encounters new challenges: sleek seals lounging on sun-warmed rocks, wary dolphins darting through kelp forests, elusive rays gliding over sandy shallows. The orcas adapt their tactics, shifting from the brute force of northern hunts to the patience and cunning of the south. They learn to flush seals from rocky outcrops, to weave through tangled kelp without a whisper, to seize fleeting chances with lightning precision. Migration is a crucible. The journey tests endurance, teamwork, and memory. It forges the calves' bodies, building muscle and stamina with every mile. It hones their minds, demanding constant adaptation to new prey, new dangers, and new terrains. The matriarch's leadership is never more vital. Her knowledge of hidden feeding grounds, her timing in reading shifting currents, her unerring sense of when to press on and when to rest. Along the way, the pod's social bonds are strengthened. Each successful hunt, each shared meal, each night spent sheltered in a quiet bay deepens the ties that hold them together. When storms lash the sea or orcas from rival pods cross their path, unity becomes their shield. The migration ends as it began, with the return to familiar waters. The ice has receded and the northern seas brim once more with life. The calves, now a year older and stronger, recognize the hunting grounds of their earliest lessons. They are no longer mere apprentices, they are seasoned travelers, shaped by the long road and its many trials. In this endless cycle of movement and adaptation, the orca's greatest secret is revealed. Survival does not belong to the strongest or the swiftest, but to those who learn, remember, and endure. The migration is not just a journey, it is the making of the hunter, written in the endless blue expanse of the world's wildest seas. Beneath the familiar shimmer of sunlit waves lies a world both alien and immense, a realm where light fades, pressure mounts, and silence reigns. Here, in the deep-sea canyons and on the shadowed slopes of underwater mountains, the orca's mastery is tested against the ocean's greatest mysteries. The descent begins at dusk. Guided by echolocation, the pod leaves the comfort of the surface, slipping into the blue-black unknown. Their clicks and calls bounce through the water, painting invisible landscapes of rock and rift, tracing the contours of ancient seamounts and chasms that plunge for miles. In these depths, prey is scarce, but those that dwell here are formidable. Giant squid draped in ghostly arms, beaked whales slipping through the gloom, and fish that flash with bioluminescent sparks. The hunt is a ballet of patience and precision. Orcas move in near silence, their bodies streamlined to minimize the drag of cold, dense water. Calves remain close to experienced adults, their movements careful and deliberate. The matriarch leads, her echolocation pulses probing the darkness, listening for the faintest echo, a tremor in the water, a flutter of movement, the telltale pulse of a squid's jet. When prey is found, the pod's strategy shifts. Against the giant squid, the orcas coordinate with unspoken efficiency. Some circle below, driving the creature upward with blasts of bubbles and sudden lunges. Others attack from above, seizing writhing tentacles with jaws of iron resolve. The squid fights back, inking the water with clouds of darkness, its arms lashing in desperate defense. But the orcas persist, their teamwork unbroken, their resolve unwavering. In the end, the prize is shared, rich, energy-laden flesh, a reward for courage and cooperation in the abyss. Other times, the quarry is a beaked whale, rare, elusive, and swift. The chase unfolds in near-total darkness, the orcas relying on memory and sound to track their quarry through twisting canyons. The pursuit is relentless, a test of stamina and strategy. The pod works together to herd the whale, anticipating its every evasive turn, until finally exhaustion tips the balance in their favor. The deep sea is a place of constant adaptation. Here, orcas must contend not only with elusive prey, but with crushing pressure and freezing cold. They conserve energy, moving in slow, economical bursts, and surface only when necessary, lungs straining with the effort of each dive. Calves learn to master their buoyancy, to control their breath, and to trust the guidance of their elders. After each hunt, the pod ascends, rising through layers of water, each one warmer and brighter than the last. They break the surface in unison, breaths erupting in plumes of mist before sinking once more into the quiet dark. In these forays into the abyss, the orcas reveal the true extent of their adaptability. They are not just hunters of the ice edge or the coastal shallows, but sovereigns of the ocean's hidden depths, masters of a world few eyes will ever see. Here, in the lightless reaches of the sea, the orca's legend grows. Their story is written in the silence between heartbeats, in the echo of a call that travels farther than light, in the courage to hunt where few dare to follow. The deep sea is not a boundary, but another frontier, one more domain conquered by the ocean's supreme hunter. Beneath the rolling swell of the open ocean, a ballet of intelligence and instinct unfolds, a living symphony where every movement is measured, every breath a note in a greater composition. Here, in the mid-water twilight where sunlight wanes but life still teems, orcapods become more than a collection of hunters. They are a single, living organism, each member a vital instrument in the orchestra of the hunt. A pod approaches a drifting raft of seals clustered atop a fragmented ice floe. The orcas do not rush. Instead, they fan out, forming a loose semicircle beneath the ice, communicating with clicks and whistles too subtle for their prey to detect. The matriarch signals the beginning. Instantly, the pod moves as one. Some members surge forward, generating waves that rock the flow, destabilizing the seal's footing. Others circle below, ready to intercept any that slip into the water. It is a hunt of anticipation and precision. The youngest orcas observe from the periphery, learning the choreography, how to read the minute signals of their elders, how to hold back until the critical instant. Above, the seals sense danger but cannot pinpoint its source. Below, the orca's patience is absolute. With one final surge, the pod unleashes a coordinated wave, tilting the ice and scattering the seals. In the chaos, the orcas strike with calculated efficiency. No wasted motion, no frantic chase. Each orca targets a specific seal, herding them away from the safety of the ice and toward waiting podmates. The water churns with the energy of the hunt, but within the pod there is no confusion, only seamless cooperation. Success is not measured in the number of seals caught, but in the flawless execution of the plan. The meal is shared, but so too is the experience. Calves are offered the choicest morsels, encouraged to mimic the motions of their elders, to practice the techniques that will one day make them hunters in their own right. As the hunt concludes, the pod regroups, swimming side by side in a display of unity. Their calls echo through the water, a chorus of triumph, of lessons learned and bonds strengthened. In the open ocean, survival is never a solo endeavor. It is a testament to collaboration, to trust, and to the unspoken language that binds the pod together. Here in the wild heart of the sea, the orca's true power is revealed, not in the strength of a single hunter, but in the harmony of many moving as one. This is the symphony of the hunt, a masterpiece written anew with every tide. In the far reaches of the polar seas, the ice once stretched unbroken, a fortress of cold that shaped the rhythm of life for generations of orcas. But now, the world beneath the waves is changing. The ancient ice thins and fractures, retreating with each passing season. The prey that orcas depend upon, seals, fish, and even great whales, find their own lives transformed by these vanishing boundaries. For the orca, every shift in the ecosystem is a message written in the currents. Where ringed seals once lounged safely on sturdy ice, now open water prevails, and their numbers dwindle. The balance of the hunt is upset, the reliable patterns of prey migration become unpredictable. Orcas must read the new world with sharper eyes and keener instincts. In the warming Arctic, some pods follow the seals as they abandon the melting floes, venturing farther north than ever before. Others turn their focus to new prey, narwhals and belugas, whose ancestral routes now cross open expanses once barricaded by ice. Each hunt becomes an experiment, a test of adaptability. Strategies honed over centuries are reimagined in real time. Where once stealth beneath the ice was key, now speed and endurance are prized in open water pursuits, but change brings risk as well as opportunity. In southern oceans, shifting currents scatter fish schools, drawing orcas into unfamiliar territories. Here they encounter rivals, other predators drawn by the same scarcity. Hunts grow longer, the energy cost higher. Calves must learn not only the old techniques but also the art of improvisation. The matriarchs, repositories of generations of wisdom, guide their pods through these uncharted waters, their calls echoing with caution and resolve. As the seasons blur and the ice recedes, the Orca's world is redrawn. Some pods thrive, mastering new methods and prey. Others falter, their traditions tested by the relentless pace of change. Yet, beneath the uncertainty, the Orcas endure. Their adaptability, honed by millennia of evolution, becomes their greatest strength. In this new era, every hunt is a lesson, every meal a hard-won victory. The ocean's future is uncertain, but the Orca's story is not yet finished. It is a tale of resilience, written in the language of survival, as these apex hunters navigate the tides of change, forever adapting to the shifting world beneath the waves. As the sun dips below the horizon and darkness blankets the ocean, a new world awakens beneath the waves, one painted not by daylight but by living light. In the remote reaches where cold currents meet warm, nutrient-rich upwellings, the sea comes alive with bioluminescence. Here orca pods glide through inky blackness, their sleek forms almost invisible, save for the faint shimmering trails that follow their every movement. Each stroke of a flipper disturbs microscopic plankton, setting off flashes of blue-green light that pulse and swirl in the orca's wake. Lanternfish, squid, and other creatures of the night flicker through the gloom, their bodies glowing in intricate displays, signals and camouflage in equal measure. For the orca, this is a realm of opportunity and challenge, where the hunt is cloaked in both shadow and sparkle. In these luminous waters, the orca's senses sharpen. Their echolocation clicks and whistles bounce off prey hiding in the darkness, painting vivid sonic maps where the eye cannot see. But the bioluminescence itself becomes a tool, both ally and adversary. Prey startled by a passing orca often betray their hiding spots with a sudden burst of light, a glowing beacon in the gloom. In an instant, the pod coordinates, fanning out to intercept the fleeing fish or corner a startled squid. Sometimes the orcas use the glowing trails to their advantage, herding schools of bioluminescent fish into tight, shimmering balls. The spectacle is mesmerizing, a swirling galaxy of living stars, corralled by the calculated movements of the hunters. With a unified burst of speed, the orcas strike, their jaws snapping through the glowing maelstrom, each bite sending ripples of light cascading through the water. But the orcas must also move with care. Too much disturbance, and the bioluminescent display becomes a warning, alerting prey to the hunter's approach. The matriarch leads with precision, guiding the pod in silence, minimizing their luminous footprints until the perfect moment to strike. In these enchanted nights, every hunt is a dance of light and darkness. The orca's intelligence shines as brightly as the waters they navigate, their strategies ever evolving to master the unique challenges of the bioluminescent realm. Here, beneath the glow of living stars, the orcas add a new chapter to their ancient story, proving that even in the darkest waters, they remain the ocean's most formidable hunters. Across the vast tapestry of the world's oceans, orca pods have become living blueprints of adaptability, each population evolving unique hunting cultures perfectly tuned to the demands of their chosen home. From the icy fjords of Norway to the kelp-wrapped coasts of Patagonia, these apex predators have shaped their own regional identities, each etched in the patterns of the hunt. In frigid Arctic waters, transient orcas track the seasonal migrations of seals and narwhals. Here, patience and precision are vital. The pod glides silently beneath drifting ice floes, their dorsal fins slicing between cracks barely wide enough for breath. At the perfect moment, they surge upward, sending shockwaves through the surface and toppling unsuspecting seals into the sea. Their movements are practiced and deliberate, passed from mother to calf through countless seasons in the frozen north. Far to the south, along the windswept shores of Argentina, another orca clan has mastered the art of the intentional stranding. With waves crashing and sea lions basking on pebbled beaches, these orcas ride the surf with calculated momentum, beaching themselves just long enough to seize their prey. It is a perilous ballet, demanding both strength and finesse. Calves observe from the shallows, memorizing every detail until, one day, they too will ride the tide. In the temperate Pacific Northwest, resident orcas conduct their own symphony of precision, targeting salmon in rivers and coastal channels. Their echolocation clicks weave through forests of kelp, mapping the labyrinth below. With a flick of a tail, they herd fish into tight balls, then strike with surgical accuracy. Each pod has its own dialect, its own hunting rituals, distinctive signatures in a world where culture is as vital as instinct. Off the rugged coasts of New Zealand, orcas have unlocked another secret, the art of hunting stingrays. They dive deep into sandy bays, overturning rays with careful nudges, avoiding the venomous barbs with practiced expertise. Here, the hunt is a test of both courage and memory as generations refine their approach through trial and triumph. These are not mere variations in technique, they are living traditions woven into the fabric of Orca society. Each region's challenges have forged new solutions, new strategies, and new stories. The ocean is their classroom, and survival is the lesson. In every corner of the sea, orcas demonstrate that adaptation is not just a matter of biology, but of culture, a testament to their place as the true architects of the hunt.